And now, The Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
Yes, everybody, it is Monday. We are live on The Bonfire, Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95. I'm Big J. Oakerson. Dan Soder off as we speak on the set filming Season 3 of Billions, where he called me today to say he was filming the final scene where Axe dies at his own hands, where he kills himself. Spoiler alert. God, I hope it's not the actual ending, or I really did fuck shit up. Sitting in for Dan, of course, one of my favorite people in the world, co-hosting with me today, from the Legion of Skanks. His new album and special, Libertas, available as we speak on GasDigitalNetwork.com. How about it for Dave Smith, everybody, sitting in?
Oh,
is that a good replacement? I think it's a good replacement for the day.
Oh, they don't call me the poor man's Dan Soder for nothing.
There's got to be a reason. Also joining us in studio, another one of my many love partners. I really spread it around throughout this biz. Lay it pretty deep, everybody. From my co-host for the SDR show. I guess I'm his co-host. I'm your sidekick on the SDR show.
Is that how you look at it?
Yeah.
I would just say he's your top.
My dear friend, Ralph Sutton, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah! Ralph!
I guess this is more Ralph's crowd than mine. We're really in front. Did you grow up around this venue, Ralph?
Oh, is that Ralph? People came at it everywhere. It's really bothering me, the Fugelsang picture up there. Christina could have changed it. She could have changed that before she left.
John Fugelsang's headshot looks like it's judging you a little bit.
It is.
Like it's just looking at you like, really, Oakerson?
Buddy,
is that the type of comedy you gotta do?
I wish we were all here earlier. You could see the awkward when he leaves the studio. He does not even look at us anymore.
Really? I love John. I'm a friend of both shows.
And I give him like a, what's up? Oh, dude, he hates us because we just busted balls about he leaves the studio late. They'd stay here for a little extra time, and they'd leave stuff in the studio, and we busted balls about on the air.
Oh, that's the Fugues.
And he wrote, he jumped on it, or he was really had like he direct messages both of us with like an air of like, I don't know, guys. I don't know I guess I was wrong to be nice to you guys, huh? And all stuff like,
all right. But I'll just say, I've been doing John Fugelsang's program for a long time now. He's always treated me with nothing but respect, and he's actually how I found out that you and Dan had a radio show. I was leaving here one day. I was like, what are those two guys doing
and
here?
Happened upon them?
The show ran late, so you ran into these guys.
So you got a new fan out of it.
I'm really waiting for Christina to come back into the studio because I want to tell you about. I want to hit her. I'm a little wound up, and I have to hit her. It's the only way I can unwind. No, I have. I really want to tell you about my day so far today. Really just about the last, 45 minutes to an hour.
I can't wait to hear about your day. I've been busy promoting my #1 album on iTunes.
Yeah.
#1 for
Were you doing it today? What did you do today?
I just came from doing SE Cup show, Headline News, and then before that I did the Tom Woods show, which is a big libertarian show. And then every day, I've lived every day just
Are you always preaching
stuff.
to the choir, or do you go try to take it to the people who don't want to hear it?
Well, that was SE Cup show. That's CNN. They don't want to hear this nonsense.
That's the enemy. But Fox News you would have also thought was the enemy to some degree.
Turns out they're all the enemy of me. You know what it is, though? I keep it interesting there, so they like me. They bring me back.
Fox News.
All of them. CNN, too. It's why they like me there, too, because I keep it interesting. Like everyone else is saying the same shit.
Do you remember
with
that shift in, I remember watching your first ever Fox News appearance. Kennedy.
Yes.
Fox Business.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember very much watching that first one and being like, it was good. You did really well, but it was certain, watching you do them now, which I do, you're night and day. I mean, now you have a swagger that you didn't have on that first. You did great the first show.
Yeah, I definitely
But now
have
you come in with a little
swag.
I don't think you'd walk on any show. I don't think there's someone in politics in this world of at least the talking head of politics. You're not intimidated by any of them anymore.
No,
he's got a #1 comedy album. Why would he be intimidated?
They should really be intimidated to sit down with a guy who's #1 on iTunes for the whole week.
Man, Ralph's coming in for that whatever 10% is.
Oh, yeah. Gas digital producer. I get to tell people now that I've executive produced the #1 comedy album.
It's true.
You and Rob Zombie did.
He has. And whoever produced Jim Gaffigan's album can say he did it for the #3 album. What's up, Gaffigan? By the way, he's got 7 in the top 10, and his came out 2 years ago.
It's also got 7 million downloads.
It's unbelievable how many albums Gaffigan has in the top 10 at all times.
Well,
at all times. There's just 5 Jim Gaffigan albums, and then the other 5 are split up.
Can it only be 5?
In the top 10?
Yeah, doesn't he only have 5? The new one's called Cinco, isn't that mean it's his 5th one?
Yeah, that's the one that's up there. But it literally is like, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but he's got 3 in the top 10 at all times. He's the only comic who has that.
Yeah, not even like those. They always have those throwback guys like the Carlins and stuff will weirdly have like.
But you know what people don't realize?
If you go through albums like sales of all time, like the record, everything breaks a record. Every new artist breaks a record, but somewhere in there is always still Dark Side of the Moon and Thriller.
Yeah,
they're
but
always
dude,
just in
but
there
that's
somewhere.
right. There's them, but with comedy, dude, what people don't realize, and this, you know what? Every industry, like everyone in the industry just loves clean comics, and you're like, why do they give the clean guys everything? It's because that sells. Like as good as you think. You know when you'd find out what Leno's numbers were and you were like, oh my God, how do so many people watch Leno? It's like, cause that's what they want. And if you get stuff like that, that's why I think, not that he's an amazing comic, but that's why like Jim Gaffigan's stuff just sells. It's like family friendly and people who are into edgy stuff still like it.
Yeah,
so like it's just, whereas like Carlin.
No, it's Bargatze.
Carlin is still like, you know, that's edgy stuff you can't play in front of like your
some
kids,
people,
you know?
some people just flat wouldn't like that at all. Yeah, it's too much. And now Christine is back. I want to tell you guys about what happened today. So we did yesterday was cheat day. We never done the one cheat. We got one cheat day a week. We had our
Christine was fucking 2 black dudes, and you're like, food, Christine, food.
Yeah. Just chugging them 2 ends. And she goes, oh, well, I mean, this is more protein than carb. But no, so yesterday was cheat day. Today we were like, oh, you know what? Let's go up. Let's get a lettuce wrap burger for lunch. We'll come up here a little early. We'll leave to get here a little bit early. We have a 6 o'clock live show here on the East Coast, and me and Christine walk out the door at 5 o'clock.
It's a late
Generally, it
lunch.
takes us 20. Yeah, oh yeah, sure. Usually we get here at like get here so about 5:20 something, and we can kind of come. Anyway, we're like, this will work out. We'll be able to eat our burgers and start the show. We get into an Uber. It is gridlock traffic.
Yeah, really, really bad traffic today.
Really bad. Somewhere around like 29th and 3rd Avenue. It's nice. It's pretty cool outside today. It's not very bad. It's cloudy. There's no sun. And if anyone's listening to the show, you know, and then all my friends here know, of course, me and Christine have started city biking a lot recently, and I talk about it so much. I love it.
Jane has begun bicycling.
Yeah, and I've really made quite a stink about it, like how big of a deal this is. And I talk about it a lot. And I'm getting into bike culture. I feel like now. Then today, when we're in this gridlock traffic, and we're like several blocks from a subway that would make sense, we look at the city bike docks, and there was one a block away, and we're like, you know what, man? We're on 29th and 3rd. We have to get to 48th and 6th. We go, let's just hop on a bike. This is going to be a breeze. It'll be fun. We get out of the Uber, and I'm telling you, I'm talking to Christine, a different human being than I am right now. I'm talking to her and saying, I'm really excited about this. This is going to be fun. It's nice and cool outside, so the breeze will be nice, and we'll get to work way early. Because Uber had us getting here at 5:55. It was over an hour about an hour trip from my house, it said.
Oof.
So that was nerve-wracking, so I was like, nah, fuck this. So 5:20, something, we bail out.
Which is, for anyone who knows, no traffic, it's like 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you normally leave at 5?
No, because we come and pre-record usually. Okay. We didn't do that today. So we came, so we were also in a much worse time of traffic. So we get on these bikes at 31st and 3rd, and I'm telling you how miserable that trip was. I was so upset. I mean, you can't go fast because you're still in traffic, and you have to weave cars, and you're looking out, almost getting hit by. I'm sweating profusely, and just eating, just sucking in bus. I mean, big clouds of black dust just covering me. I'm grotesque right now. It was so awful. And I'm looking at just black sweats going down my face, and Christine's looking back at me, and I'm like, this is the worst idea we've ever had to do. But how the confidence when I looked at her when we were going to get those bikes, I'm like, this is going to be awesome.
She goes,
we're going to fly. By the way,
Christine, this traffic's pretty bad. I'm going to jump on the roof of this car and jump from car roof to car roof all my way up to the Sirius radio. I've done it before.
Well, by the way, what time do I get here? 5:57. 2 minutes worse than if we just stayed in the goddamn air conditioning.
Oh, wow.
Did you not weave in and out? I have like a delusional sense of confidence on a bike, and I never wear helmets, and I swerve in and out like a lunatic.
We didn't wear helmets, but Ralph, there's no way you swerve in and out. You're gigantic.
I've never been hit. I never had a problem.
Your big wacky knees just going out like you're trying to crank an old circus bike.
I have my own bike.
Ralph actually unicycled here.
I did. I use the old penny farthing style bikes with the big front wheel.
I'm a little bit over. I'll tell you what. When I have been biking around, the confidence. There's people in the city who unironically ride unicycles.
Oh, that's you know what happened with hipsters?
No,
Ralph, here's what happened with hipsters over the last 10 years. They started doing so much stuff to be ironic.
Ironically?
That eventually it just stopped being ironic. And you're just like, dude, you just have that mustache. Like, this isn't a thing anymore. You're just that guy. And now it's like, it started almost to be like, oh, I'm the neat guy on a unicycle. And now that's just like a legitimate mode of transportation.
He spent all that money on unicycle lessons. He's got to put it to use.
Well, yeah, you got to do something.
There's a dude in the neighborhood that has like a 10-foot high bike. I don't even know how he gets on it. And a regular two-wheel bike, but you can't even stop at a light. He has to
He has two other friends bring it under his window.
Yeah, he can't stop. He drives around East Village all the time.
He can never stop?
I mean, he stops. He's got to put his hand up against a high wall or something because he can't get off.
So he has to come off the road.
He has to figure out a way to stop where he can hold like a lamppost.
No, this is wrong.
I'm telling you.
There's some sort of a way to stop because you're saying there's no way to get on.
There's a way to get it on and off.
Ralph, when I ride a bike now. I don't know if you heard this, but I've been riding bikes.
Heard about it.
And I ride them a lot. And you cannot ride a bike in the city anywhere for more than 30, 40 seconds would be amazing without having to stop.
That's not true at all.
Absolutely true.
Ralph, you're talking to a bike guy.
I mean, Dave.
And bike guys like
tell
Jay,
this motherfucker. What's he walking here disrespecting a bike guy?
So more or less, Ralph, what you're talking about is splitting. And in the bike community,
drafting
technology.
Oh, yeah. Dave, you're going to talk splitting to me? A biker? No, what do you mean?
I've seen it. He's around my neighborhood all the time.
I'm not arguing that the bike doesn't exist and the man is not there.
When he stops,
I'm not arguing with what you think you saw.
When he stops,
So he rides on the sidewalk.
Then. No. What he'll do is if he has to stop, he'll go up against a lamppost and hold the lamppost because he can't get off the bike.
This is around this time is when Soder would do a really good voice. I don't do really good voices, so...
Ah, chim chim tree! I'm riding me big bikes, I am!
Oh, I'm from a different country! Sorry, guys. I've let you down
It was
again.
like Soder
You
was
really
here.
have let us down. What a goddamn letdown. No, I believe you. I'm just so you're saying he stops him, but what if there's no light post? He just accepts driving the traffic.
I have not followed him around for that long, but every time I see him,
so you're saying his stop is light post or just fucking
like
bail off? You just gotta fucking bail.
Or a building. He'll roll over the street and go on a building. I've seen him do that.
But how does he get off the road?
I've not followed him for more than 30 seconds of seeing him when I'm riding my bike.
So then how can you argue that he doesn't have to stop every 30 seconds?
If I've ever seen
You're saying you see him stop, and you've only seen him 30 seconds in a clip, and you've seen him stop a bunch now.
When I've seen him stop, he stopped by holding
you just said
something.
you can ride forever and ever without having to stop your bike.
Said the bike
One
didn't have
time,
to stop.
I remember my stepbrother, we were like 5, and we had
hang
the
on,
little
Dave,
bikes.
I'm grilling Ralph right here.
I got something. And then you know where the bikes where you push backward on the pedal to stop
For the brake, yeah.
And he jumped on my stepsister's bike, it was a big bike for us, and he didn't know how to stop. And he started going down the thing, and he was like just screaming like, I can't stop. And he was just going down. Our block was like on a hill. And so he didn't know how to stop. And to answer your question, he jumped in a pile of trash.
That's how he stopped.
That's how he got out.
Just fell in the trash.
He was okay. He was okay, but the bike was banged up.
I'm saying this giant bike guy might just have to choose to eat shit.
Yeah, I'm sure that happens. I'm not saying
every time that you're just going to eat shit from a 12
and destroy someone's car, possibly?
I'm just saying that I think 40 seconds, you're really underselling. I mean, over
40 seconds is a long time.
That's a very short amount of time to stop.
When you're actually doing something, though, 40 seconds is longer than you think.
I'm telling you, I guarantee you I've ridden my bike far more than you've ridden a bike in New York City.
To a biker, those are fighting words, bro. You don't call someone in the bike community out on their hours.
Black Lou,
how many hours you put in?
Black Lou and Christine, can somebody look up? Would that still be use of the word ridden, or would it be rode?
I think either one works.
I don't know if that's true. Ridden sounds wrong to me. Double check that, please. Fact checks. I have so much fun stuff to talk. I was so excited you were co-hosting with me today, Dave, and that Ralph was here. You were doing Rude Jude.
I just did Rude Jude, yeah. He's a really good dude. Who I believe
is maybe popping in this week?
Tomorrow?
Yeah, very, very nice. Was it fun?
It was fun, but I have something I have to tell you that was happened during the show that I would say a mixture of upsets me and I'm a little proud about it. You know, we're doing
gay sex.
We're doing the Ultimate Warrior tonight on SDR.
And you had gay sex with Rude Jude?
And I had gay sex with Rude Jude. We're talking about it. We got a cease and desist letter from the WWE today.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how they found out about it, but it's a very official letter, and it scared the shit out of me that we have 24 hours to take it down everywhere, or they're going to sue us.
Oh, they're going to try to bitch you out just like the WWF did to them.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh, is that what they're saying?
Basically.
Right back, we're not the World Wildlife Foundation, bitch. And then put the Ultimate Warrior logo on my dick.
So I'm taking it down everywhere. I don't feel like having a fight.
You go,
but we're doing the episode.
We're still doing the episode.
Here's what I say.
No, we're calling you that.
I say you write a letter back to the WWE, and it reads like this:
Dear pussies,
to whomever steroid slanging boy raper this applies to.
Which I'll be honest, that'll perk up a lot of ears in the room.
That's half of the company. You go, we're keeping the Ultimate Warrior. And if you want us to change the Ultimate Warrior, send your Ultimate Warrior down.
Come face me.
Send him down to SDR anytime. Open invite. And let him take it back.
I forgot he died.
Did he die?
The actual Ultimate Warrior died kind of recently.
I'm filled with much more confidence now that I can take him.
He died? Did someone have to start at the funeral and go, the Ultimate Warrior lost his battle?
The Ultimate Warrior fell to the only foe he couldn't body press. Lupus.
You know, like I know Bobby the Brain. You know Bobby the Brain Heenan just died. It's like every time a wrestler dies, like you just know you're deemed to have like a funeral full of wrestling analogies. Like God gave him the old 1, 2, 3 right in the center of the ring.
That's what we were always
against the ropes for a little while.
Jacob pointed out that when Ric Flair was in his medically induced coma. That Hulk Hogan tweeted out, "Time to kick out, brother," which is so great.
It's just nothing but that,
brother. Man, Hulk Hogan. I've told Soder this many times too. Like I'm always willing to dig in a little bit on Hulk Hogan because what a fucking weird life that guy has had, man. He, like Ozzy Osbourne, actually Ozzy Osbourne did much better about holding on to his legacy post the Osbournes.
He's still considered cool.
That Hogan knows best things, ended any legitimacy Hulk Hogan had. And then it's like wait, oh, is he here? And
I bet he doesn't have the guts to show up on this radio show.
Christine, did you just put up the thing for tonight? The Ultimate Warrior thing?
No.
Okay, don't put it out.
No, I just pulled it up so everybody here could see it.
Oh, I thought maybe you weren't listening. Just crack it out there. Retweeted by 75 outlets. Now, how cool is that? 75 outlets. Dude, Hulk Hogan, I mean, when that show happened and everybody got to know his awful kids, then they got a recording of him saying the N-word. He's boning Bubba the Love Sponge's wife. And do you remember, guys, Black Lou, you weren't here for this, but very early in the Bonfire, we did, what's the most white trash haven? What state is the best, right? The home for white garbage. And Florida won. Absolutely, Florida won. And that's just Hulk Hogan's world, man. He is just Florida garbage, and his kids are just Florida garbage, too. His daughter's music is one of the funniest things.
What's happening with the daughter these days? I've no idea what's going on with her.
They were in the
she's doing better than the brother.
That thing, yeah. That thing when Hulk Hogan was putting suntan lotion on her ass, and everyone's like, they fuck, which is so ridiculous.
But now he just gropes her ass.
But I'm telling you, you know what's funny? I swear to you, when he's like, there's nothing weird with me and my daughter, I fully believe him, and I'll tell you why. That's just those weird, tanny, workouty culture people do not look at that as weird. Dude, how many guys? My stepfather's straight as an arrow. I mean, I don't think he doesn't even joke around gay too much, my stepfather, but how many men he's oiled up in his life when they were all those
and just they'll discuss their bodies with each other and every little inch of it,
so I could see him rubbing his daughter's ass with suntan lotion literally to do it for her.
You don't think there's any, with all those dude-on-dude oiling ups, there's nothing homoerotic about it whatsoever?
Look, if you want to jack to it, you can.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just saying,
Ralph, that's your world.
That is my world. I'm living in it.
It's your world, Ralph. We're just a couple of squirrels trying not to jerk off to dudes oiling each other up. But that's my weird thing. But he really is like, yeah, and the son then made another kid a vegetable. And then when Hulk Hogan talked to him, he recorded his phone conversation in jail. And Hulk Hogan was like, I don't know what your friend did there, brother, with God, but he had something coming his way, I guess.
Oh, Jesus.
Remember that? Hulk Hogan's son, like, crashed his car, and the guy who was in the car with him is a vegetable. And Hulk Hogan was like, guess he wasn't right with God. He goes, so he sent your son, the Grim Reaper, to come fucking handle it? Son, you're doing the Lord's work now. Is that the plot for that movie,
Can you imagine just, like, being in jail?
Frailty? You ever see that? It's like God told him, like, you have to kill the wicked.
But can you imagine, like, being in jail and you're a kid and you were a rich kid and you're like, oh my God, I got drunk and I drove and my life is over now and I may have to spend the rest of my life in prison. And then you get a phone call and you're scared and you're like, Dad, what do I do? And you hear on the other line, well, brother. Let me tell you something, brother. Like that's your call from prison. Well, I'm going to tell you a little something about the 24-inch pythons.
On March 23rd, we're meeting with the grand jury, and then it's going to be the ultimate showdown.
Oh, you can run, brother, but you can't hide. Mean Gene, in the Nassau Coliseum,
we're going to post bond, and we're going to give back our passports. Hulk Hogan's a flight risk.
And you try to not get
overall ring risk.
And you try to not get raped in the shower, brother. Oh, what you gonna do when all those black guys across the room?
He bends over to grab the soap, and a guy grabs his butt, and then he turns around and starts doing the finger. Like, no, you. He really is like a terrible.
Oh, where is he getting the strength from?
What? And then he did that whole documentary about the press with him, which Dan Soder said when he saw it. Dan said to me that he was like, it makes you take the press's side, but I'm like, no,
I disagree.
Sucks.
The documentary, it was one of those documentaries where, like, at least for me, I see where they're going.
What's it called? It's called.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I want to make sure we could.
Something about silencing the press or something like that.
Hulk Hogan. It's mostly about the Hulk Hogan situation.
But it's about BuzzFeed and Peter Thiel is what they're really getting after. Is that like, oh, this billionaire spent money because they outed him, so he spent a bunch of money to ruin that. But I felt like I watched the whole documentary and I'm watching it going like, no, I completely disagree with what the central message of this documentary is. They're saying it's really fucked up that this trashy news outlet that outed a guy who didn't want to publicly be known as gay, who was privately gay, they happened to out this billionaire as being gay, and then he paid for all of Hogan's legal fees to go after these guys because they it's like they're doing trash. They're invading people's privacy. They're putting it out there that Hogan, like, I want to believe Hogan lays down the pipe decently, and now that's taken from me.
I know. He's like, I'm such a fat pig. Sorry.
Oh, Hogan fucks you like your girlfriend does annoying shit. Like, I feel like I just look fat, and you're like, shut up. I'm trying to enjoy this.
This is a good subject to have to bring up one of the things that I'm happy to sit and talk with you guys about. Ralph, you gonna hang, yeah?
A little bit, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A little bit. That sounds like
Jesus.
I'm sorry, sir.
At least hang out for the next segment because fun topic. Well, not so much fun, but it really does tie into what we were just talking about. I want to dig into that. You know the whole Kevin Hart thing going on, right? Have you seen this?
I am unaware. Yeah, no, I'm familiar. Something about cheating on his check.
Yeah. So we'll get back.
I really don't know any more details than that.
Great. I can't wait to tell you. And I'm sure we'll have some real opinions about it. And then also I'm going to get later on I'm going to get into some Emmys talk because I think that'll interest you also, Dave. These are fun Dave Smith subjects, I feel like, today.
It's so funny because the Emmys is the opposite of my topic.
I know
why it's my topic.
Yeah,
yes.
I know exactly why. I know my Dave. We'll be right back hanging out with Dave Smith and Ralph Sutton. It's the Bonfire.
And now, back to the Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
Man, does Beyonce write any music that's not about, like, it's going bad and fuck you, I could do better?
Jay-Z, stop cheating on her.
I mean, Jesus H. Stop. Man. Or just go.
Or maybe Kanye was right.
He should have won. To the left. Maybe she should have won.
This wasn't the one that Kanye said she should have won for,
No,
right?
That was, put a ring on it.
Yeah, I remember thinking it was the one he said she should have won for was like, she probably shouldn't have won for that one.
She really, I'll tell you what, she's not a good commercial for herself to get dick. I mean, every song's just kind of like, why don't you do something better, motherfucker, than you're doing now?
That's a funny thing, because she's
do things better.
She's the it chick, and it perfectly summarizes our times, because it is so devout of morals. Like, everything she is, it's like, can you pay my bills? Like, from the beginning, it was always just the shittiest values ever. And even in this one, it's like, telling your man, you are replaceable. It's like, oh, you are a cunt. How about that? How about you're an asshole? Like, it's just the whole thing is like terrible values. No, they're literally the values are like, oh hey, I'm a multi-millionaire empowered woman who's with a guy who's cheating on her. So you know what I do? I destroy his property. But what a great message for the little girls.
You know, what I find more funny is like, I thought the way you were saying it, like, it's really cunty if this song is like a warning to a new boyfriend. Like, you must not know about me. Like, let me just let you know, if you fuck up, all your shit will be in a thing. Well, that's a weird way to come in, huh?
She goes, oh, all right. A minute. You'll say he'll be here in a minute. So you've been, like, preparing this. Like, I mean, if there was some like, you've been discussing this with another guy. He's a minute away. You're telling me.
I hate to be this guy, but if the guy's going to be here in a minute, you've been doing something a little grimy.
Well, let me tell you something. Number one, first of all, I'm going to find this guy. How am I going to find him? Well, I just put out a 1 minute radius around our building, okay? It turns out that's not too far. I can search that tonight, okay? So your minute away guy is in trouble because I have a gun.
APB. I need a 1 minute radius.
It turns out it's really just a ruler you put out to make a circle. Like, you guys here somewhere.
Just open a tape measure as far as it goes and swing a circle. You're going to touch the guy.
I got you, our dog, and some dude. I'm saying that's the guy.
It's probably not the Vietnamese guys coming out of that bar. It's probably now I start working backwards.
I'm happy to take all of them and start torturing them until I find out which one of these three is the guy.
Have you ever fist fought over a chick before?
Yeah.
It is so, until you're married or that deep in a relationship, like years in a relationship, it is the stupidest thing to do. Especially when
once you're married or that deep in a relationship, you're just like, I'm not going to fight over this chick. She's mine either way.
No, but I'm saying, but a young, like, fucking, like, the two guys mad because a girl, like, you know, one person's girlfriend made out with the other guy. It's like, now we gotta fight. It's like,
that was like every fight.
It's so,
almost every
but isn't
fight.
it so funny though to be like, I mean, how far ahead of that do you have to get before you look back, or you know, how far away from it? I mean, do you have, before you look back on that and really go like that? Really, the asshole was the girl.
And
the girl was always the asshole in that situation.
Not always. I knew situations where the girl was trying to get him not to fight, but there were definitely lots of situations where the girl was like making it a thing.
I don't mean trying to get him to fight. I'm just saying, like,
I've seen that.
I know, I've seen girls be the assholes in that too. But I'm saying, if we don't know each other or we're not very close friends, you know what I mean, and you make out with a girl, it's like you're not the asshole there. Like the chick,
right. Yeah. No, you
why
learned that
yell
lesson.
at the other person? You know
I learned there was a certain. I guess it was around.
But it's also weird. It's also weird though when the two people who are being cheated on, like the person, when they link up, is also a weird thing too. That gets weird. I've seen it happen a lot of times.
When the person who's cheating on
the two others?
The two others, yeah. If it's a guy cheating, like, and he's seeing two girls, and when the girls start hanging, that's fucking weird. That happens a weird amount in the world.
I can't, like, as an adult, I wouldn't want
to kick it with a guy who, like, fucked my chick.
Although, I think
it happens more with the girls than it happens with the guys.
I don't know. As an adult man, I really can't. I'm not saying I'd want to hang with him, but I can't be angry at another man. Like, if your chick cheats on you with a dude, it's like, I just look at it like, yeah, that's what guys do. I mean, if you're a decent looking chick who offers up pussy, of course some guy's gonna take it from you. I look at that like if it was a friend of mine, if like you fucked my chick or something like that, I'd be upset with you. But, like just some guy.
She was throwing it at me, dog.
I didn't see what she was
wearing. She was sick. She wasn't paying attention.
She fucks everyone. But no, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't like blame a guy for doing it. That's like what
I
men
still
do.
think if the guy knows that you're, you know, if you're married and he's still fucking the chick, I blame the guy a little bit too.
The issue is your wife there, not some guy. I mean, like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but you go fight the guy.
No, I think when you fight, it's also when you're a kid. You have just so much fucking testosterone.
If you don't hit women, you can't fight the guy. If you're not going to hit the girl, you can't hit the guy too.
What if I'm already hitting the woman? What if that's a given, Jay? Speak to me in this world.
I don't think you see a lot of guys in their 40s doing that. I think you do it in your 20s because you have so much testosterone. You don't know how to handle it.
It is a testosterone move for sure.
But you've never been in a fight.
I've never been in a fight, but I still have my Michael Bisping black and blue here.
Wow,
Jesus.
that's a nice shiner from the champ.
Did nail you.
Yeah, he really nailed me.
Jacob, ever been in a fight over a chick?
No, not over a girl.
Christine, you've never been in a fight, really? Lou?
Yeah, every chick I've ever had.
You've had a fight over her.
Over her, every single one? I think we found the common.
Have you only gotten pussy from winning it in a fight?
Lou, why do you say that with such the air of like, yeah, isn't that what happens in the world?
Of course.
You meet a girl that you really date Jersey garbage, huh?
Plus, my twin brother always gets her first, so I got to fight him off. That's the first fight.
But I thought you stopped that.
Oh, yeah. But you asked me if I
Identical
Right,
twins?
but you had to make identical twins.
Did they ever do the move where one has sex with her, goes in the bathroom, and then the other one comes out and fucks him?
Apparently Stu, the other one, evil Lou, Stu, like Lou goes, I like that girl, and then Stu just fucks them all. That seems to be what happens. And then after Stu's done fucking them, Lou hangs out with him as friends and hopes they get the itch to fuck the guy who looks like their ex-boyfriend.
Man, there's never been a more proof that it's about your attitude. Literally, just sitting there going like, I was more attracted to that genetic duplicate of you.
That can't be the case. I'm all about Lou. I'm a big Lou attitude guy. I'm all about Lou. The personality, that's an easy sell to me.
Wait, you're all about Lou? Now it sounds like you're fucking Lou.
The whole package. Listen.
I'm all about Lou. I'm not even seeing other guys at this point.
I'm not at all. No other engineers. I thought for a second Lou would stop seeing other shows, but he's still way involved in that Pete and Sebastian thing.
Oh, yeah. Aren't you on another show with Ralph Sutton?
Huh?
And also with Dave Smith?
You think I take that show seriously?
That's
I could attest to you very clearly. He does not take the show seriously.
Ralph, you don't mean that. I show up every week I can.
I know.
Just saying, I know about you.
Yeah.
You can have another me in a minute. Lou, are you singing Irreplaceable to me?
To the left, to the left.
You must not know. So you fought have you ever fought like another guy? Come on, Jersey. You had to have fought just a dude straight up about a chick.
No, just my twin brother. You got to beat him off before you get the girl.
So wait,
are you
don't say that. Don't ever put it like that again.
Oh,
you got to beat him off before you get the girl.
Because then he gets relaxed.
Yeah, he goes. That's fucking. He goes. Hey, guess what, Lou? I'm gonna fuck that girl. He's like, oh, I wanted to fuck her. He's like, well, you know the payment. You got to beat me off. Then you can
funny.
Fuck that girl.
Once I beat that guy off, he wasn't even interested in fucking that girl anymore. He was like, I don't want to fuck for hours.
Now your tank is empty. He can't do anything with it.
He's like, damn it, Lou. I wanted to fuck that chick. He goes, now you can. Old Witsky secret. Whack off your brother while he's not paying attention. That's fucking hilarious. I'd rather beat my brother off.
I'm gonna stop talking right now.
Do not ever stop talking, Lou. You're the best. There they are, Stu and Lou. You still don't know which one's which. I do. The left is Lou.
You can tell. The one whose dick is in that chick.
Wait,
that's the one.
Is that everyone in your family?
Yes.
It is. Okay, I was going to say everyone there looks alike.
I think they look like, I couldn't even tell you who's who. They all three look exactly the same.
This looks like an Irish family with an abusive father.
The guy in the middle, does it make sense? That guy in the middle looks like your dad brother?
Wait, is it the two
really
on either end of the brothers?
Is that your dad?
Yeah. No, that's my younger brother.
That's your younger brother?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys age like fucking apples, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's us.
That's your younger brother?
Yeah.
I just had to throw out some apples today. It's a good reference.
Thanks, bro.
They don't age well.
They don't age well.
It's like I buy them. I thought I'd have. Now there's fruit flies in my place.
Lou, it really looks from these pictures like you come from a family of where your dad asks you if you think you're better than him a lot. He goes, what's up? You think you're fucking better than your old man now? Huh? Your old man works for a living. You back there pushing buttons, trying to make people laugh, making noises for Christine's stupid laugh. I listen to the goddamn show. I want to be proud of you, you son of a bitch, but I don't get it.
Now let's say
you're telling the whole world you're beating off your brother to get chicks.
Now let's say all the technology goes away tomorrow. I can still rake the leaves. What can you do, kid?
Your dad's still waiting for you to rake the leaves. Good Lord.
By the way,
I feel like there's an awkwardness in the room. Like I really nailed it on the head. Are you okay, Lou?
You really did nail it on
your
the
father
head.
told you or nothing? Your father gave you a bunch of your piece of shit stuff?
Yeah, but he's gone now, so I'd like to move on from
things.
this.
Jay, he passed. Oh, Jesus Christ! Now it's going to be therapy.
Life was not easy for Lou and Stu.
No, apparently not.
A lot easier for Stu.
Dad passes away. But Dad passes away. Next thing you know, Lou's whacking off his brother to get pussy.
Well,
whole thing goes haywire.
When they lost their dad, Stu was able to get through it with pussy.
Lou had to get through it with fighting Stu.
Just fight Stu up.
Oh shit!
By the way, can I say from before? I've never thought about this before, but Beyonce and Jay-Z are the perfect couple. They really are the perfect couple. They both put out pop music that like sounds good that you can't help just like tapping your foot to, that says absolutely nothing and is completely devoid of like any like humanity or ethic or just anything that's a comment other than like Jay-Z's comment is like, yo, I get bling and bitches, like, yo, right, my rims or whatever. And then every now and then he tries to throw something else in and it just sucks. And Beyonce's thing is always...
I don't think the new stuff is like that. I think the new stuff
it's all about like
be
being a Don or being like some fuck. I don't know. What are the new stuff do I not like that do I know of? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, that's the story of OJ is like the big thing now.
Yeah, I guess I'm not super familiar with like the new shit, but it's just like both of them are just
tries
that
to be a little more, tries to be a little more political now.
Yeah, I know. I kind of hated that about Jay-Z. I hated that he almost like, I don't know the music, but I know that over the last couple of years, like, he'd try to speak out about issues, or he'd go meet with Obama on a thing, and you're like, you want to talk about issues. You glorified selling crack for 2 decades. I don't know. Clean up your own mess first. Then start talking about what everyone else is fucked up about. Like, go talk to your own community, you know, like, anyway.
It is really funny having Jay-Z be political at all. But, no, they are, like, yeah, but Beyonce's thing, like, that, what was it, Lemonade? Was that the big thing?
Yes, this is when she goes around destroying Jay-Z's property, and our entire culture looked at it as like, wow, what an empowered message. You know, the way she stays with a guy who's cheating all over her, keeps her daughter in that situation, but she'll take a bat to his car, because that's a mature adult way to handle things.
That'd be great. In the video, it's just like 8 of her cousins beating the shit out of Jay-Z.
I mean, you don't think that they're staying together just because they know their brand together is worth more, that they don't even like each other?
I don't care why they're staying together.
You can't, no one would stay together and not
I think they know their brand.
You think no one would do that?
I think it's
not liking each other?
There's lots of arranged marriages, dude.
That's the only reason why. I firmly believe
there's definitely arrangements. I mean, I'm talking about like a broke woman being with like a wealthy guy.
No,
like, I'm saying like 2 people that would be fine without each other, just being like, yeah, let's
but it's not just that. Marriages that are like partnerships that are like, we're basically a business deal. I think most marriages in politics, most marriages in entertainment.
But wouldn't that work? Then why did Brangelina not happen? And why did?
Well, first of all, I think
why did Brendan Fernandez? What was it called when it was?
Benifer. I think that if you think about
Benifer, it's not a chick or a dude, it's just a gross human being. Hey, this is my friend Benifer.
What's that pile of shit? It's Benifer.
Jay, you haven't introduced me to this pile of shit.
God, sorry. You haven't met Benifer? That's Benifer.
I think it's obvious for Beyonce, her whole career is about being perfect. Having a divorce is not perfect.
How's her thing about being perfect? What do you mean?
Her whole career. She's always looking perfect. Her music's always big hits. She has had no real, like, huge, even with the guy cheats on her, she makes it work.
I find it to be preachy, is what I find all of it to be. Very weird. You just like the whole thing. Even like the Lemonade, isn't it about like, don't take no shit, ladies? Like, it's like very like.
But she's inherently taking shit because she's staying with him.
Well, or
right, but she gets it out in her art.
Care that much that he's cheating because what they have together is worth more than him.
That's what I'm saying. Not kind of. I'm sorry. Just to watch the whole thing is her breaking his expensive shit. That's what the video is, and you're supposed to look at that as being anything other than like, I don't know. It's like if a guy found out his chick's cheating and he goes out and just gets blackout drunk and destroys stuff. It's like, okay, I'm not saying that's not how you respond, but there's nothing like noble about that. It's like you could sell that car and feed a bunch of people who are starving right now, and instead you're just going to destroy it to get your own anger out. Like, okay.
Well, that's the same.
What's the video?
What person is supposed to get on board with this being anything?
What's the video? Is it like she gets angry at Jay-Z for cheating, so she breaks the levee and starts Katrina or something?
No, I don't.
Why is she in the middle of Katrina?
I haven't watched the whole thing. I'm thinking now that Carrie Underwood, the Before He Cheats song, is the same thing where it's like all about her bashing his car up. So I don't know why female pop singers are like, hey, respond to cheating by destroying this.
I took a Louisville Slugger to both headlights. He goes, well, thanks for the very catchy confession, twat. Because, I'll see you in court. You just told me. Took a Louisville Slugger to both headlights. That's why you don't date a girl who talks like that. Ralph, you the absolute best. Speaking of cheating, is what we're starting before we went to the break. I kind of teased this thing going. You're very not aware of what's going on in the situation.
I mean, I've heard.
I know nothing other than what you said off air.
Well, Kevin Hart had a thing a few months back where he had to kind of like he kind of laughed it off and shrugged it off, which I think worked, where they caught him coming out of, some video of him coming out of a club or a restaurant, and there's a girl. Looks to me, they're in a car together. Looks to me like the girl's in the back seat and he's in the front seat, or vice versa. Whatever it is, like, they don't even think they're in the same part of the car. And they make that a real, like, oh shit, and Kev's wife is pregnant, and they just got married, and blah, blah. And then, like, it's so much fucking weird drama. Then I start digging a little bit, and then it's like, the new wife said something about in social media that, like, alluded to, she was like, it's been an amazing 7 years together with my husband, and then, like, they were like, well, Kevin's only been divorced from Tori for like 5 years or something like that. It's like, oh, gee. And these things keep coming up, but, so I guess there's someone's trying to extort him. I didn't get the full story on that. I know he's being extorted, or there was an extortion attempt. Kind of like what happened with...
From the girl or from someone else?
I don't know.
Apparently there's a tape, like an actual sex tape or something that's sexually explicit.
It's a sexually suggestive, or something.
Tape, yeah.
Tape. But anyway, they were trying to extort him. Is this the tape?
This is the
original thing with the other girl,
tape, yeah.
Girl's pretty hot.
Yeah, she's like a Cuban singer or something. She's very hot.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
But, yeah, Lewis wrote, when Lewis wrote something about this, like, he wrote something like, the wife will be okay because Kev's so rich or something, but like, anyway, the long story short is that, what is this, vindicated as cheating tape, his ex feels vindicated. Oh, because then, like, they keep getting his ex-wife Tori, like, in messages and stuff, and she's angry at the new wife. Everything was, like, fine. You know what I mean? Like, they really showed, like, they all kind of got together and were hanging out together, like Kev.
The ex-wife, the current wife, and
the
Kev.
ex-wife, the current wife, the kids, Kev. It was all, like, going very copacetic, and I felt good about that, especially in my situation. It's very similar with that. I have a girlfriend, I need to coexist, and everyone gets along very well with my ex-wife, my daughter, you know what I mean? It's like a whole, hanging on by a thread thing, and it's just like they keep social media, man. Kev's new wife said something on social media that people started asking his ex-wife about, and then she had to be like, essentially like, well, fuck her, I guess. And I kind of avoided the topic for a long time, but then I guess there was some extortion attempt, I guess, to pay. Is this right here?
Well, this is the thing between now, Tori and Aniko.
Yeah. It says, right. And the new wife says these rumors were spread from years ago because she wanted to play the victim and not own up to her wrongdoings as well. It's just like, it's so crossing a line.
So the new wife is saying that the old wife cheated also?
Essentially.
Okay.
Singled me out as the mistress because we stuck, knowing damn well there was other women during their marriage. But I never wrecked any home. That was never the case, and people ran with it. Only we know how it really went down. And it's just like... And then Tori writes back, Aniko, sweetheart, normally I don't feed into this, but when you addressed me, you forced my hand to respond. We've made successful strides to become a loving co-parenting family, but you've now left it open for my character to be questioned. You, Kevin, and I know the truth. It's really just like...
They're all saying that everyone knows the truth, but no one's really addressing the truth.
That's pretty funny.
Is that a guy or a girl who wrote that tweet?
They're both girls.
No, the tweet.
It looks like a girl.
Oh.
I would say, so the tweet that's there is, I have a question. Why does Kevin Hart keep getting married if he knows he likes cheating so much?
Jesus.
Don't you just hate people? Like, lady, shut up. Shut up and go focus on your life. And this idea of like, whoa, I've got it all figured out with you and my one sentence. I don't know, lady. Like, maybe his life is more complicated than your stupid tweet.
Very possibly, but also, it's a really stupid question. Why does he keep getting married if he knows he likes cheating so much? Because if you're not married, you can't cheat. He loves cheating, you just said. He fucking loves it. It's really, if you love popcorn so much, why do you eat it every day? Because I love it.
Why do you keep popping the corn?
If you love popcorn, why do you keep popping corn?
You know you can eat that thing right off the cob. Like it's not popcorn?
But, so Kev, is there any words on what the extortion attempt was? Did they ever say? They probably don't even get into the details. They never had to. And he doesn't tell them.
Why would they have to? Everyone knows the truth.
It's sort of like a Letterman situation when Letterman, right. And he came out and got ahead of it.
He paid off and then just said he did it to just keep everyone quiet. It never really came out, right?
He didn't pay off.
Is it extortion? I think it's blackmail, technically.
Well, they call it extortion here.
Is it extortion?
I don't know the difference.
I thought blackmail is like if you're threatening information.
And extortion is what?
A sexually provocative video of the comedian. They already have a suspect. of who they think it is. Somebody demanded money to not leak the video, which, you know, great business move.
Not only that, it's never going to not go away. So why would you pay that? It's not like there's only one copy.
Yeah.
No, or give into it is just like gives them more power to
right.
keep coming back.
That's why. That's why Louis have to get ahead of it.
Louis Anderson came out of the closet for that too. Remember, he was going to be extorted or blackmailed.
It's not like the old days when it is one tape.
This
is digital. It's everywhere. That's it. There's nothing you can do about it.
Right. But Louis Anderson, I don't even know what they had on him. But someone was like, "Well, I'm going to out you." When he was on Family Feud making all that money, and he was like, "I'm just going to come out then," and he just did. He just came out of the closet.
Is Kev crying in this?
It doesn't look like it. He's not crying. Here's the problem also.
I just hate him doing this.
But I hate it too. And here's the problem with this thing here. And, you know, speaking as someone who does know him, you know what I mean? Like, it's so like, it's kind of lame. I get what he's got to do here. And on his side, I say this, very much on his side. He doesn't fucking, we'll listen to this video. It's only like 30-some, 40-some seconds. It's so weirdly apologetic. I get he's saying like, "Hey, I'm fessing up to something because you're not going to hold me ransom." You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're not going to hold my own peace of mind ransom. I get that, but like, it's with someone such an air of just like, man. He goes, you know, I made mistakes, and what sucks about that is like it's still acting a little bit.
Of course, he's only
because
doing it because he has to do it.
I'm speaking as someone who's had like mega. And not that it doesn't, like, you know, in my own head I have, like, issues with myself for it and guilt and whatever, but I mean, I've been a serial cheater most of my life. When opportunities, like, arise, I've, like, taken them. Do you know what I mean? So I get the going.
So Jay cheated twice.
2 times. 2 times puss fell on my lap. No, I know, but but here's the thing, and just by saying, like, I know this about myself doesn't make me better for it either. Like, it's something you should wrestle. I'm sure Kev has his own wrestling with it, or maybe he doesn't at all. It's just, whatever it is, because people like the movie Ride Along too. Why does he owe us an apology?
But also, I really am, like, when I was working in strip clubs, I'd be thrown pussy all the time.
Oh, here we fucking go.
It's very easy to be on your high horse when you don't have those options thrown at you. When it's very easy to be, I would never cheat. Have 3 gorgeous girls take off their clothes in front of you and see what the average man does. It just changes your outlook when it actually happens.
Where the fuck is that happening?
It happens. Happened to me all the time.
3 women just come and get naked in front of you and say,
that as an example.
And they go, "Please have sex with us," even though you have a girlfriend.
If you're a world leader, an A-list celebrity,
if you're Kevin Hart, it happens all the fucking time.
If you're Ralph in 82,
or if you're
any of those things. Any of those things.
I'm sorry it don't happen to you twice, Jay, but it used to happen to me a lot.
It's never happened to me ever.
Well, no,
just women would get naked in front of me and go, "Please have sex with us" behind your girlfriend's back.
I've told you this story on the air. I'm not repeating it again, but that did happen. And again, it's just about how your options are.
Please, Ralph.
He's hanging out with strippers.
I mean, come on. They're idiots. They all
That's what they do.
Take us.
Ralph, I need my kids back.
Whose joke is that you're only as faithful as your options?
Chris Rock.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Please, Ralph, I know you have a girlfriend, but
please
take us.
You're so beautiful.
I need you to take us all. Play this video of him apologizing. Or, you know, his confession tape here.
So many windows.
A lot of windows.
I don't think
this plays the music where they write stuff.
Wait, take off this smooth-ass soundtrack behind it. I hate that.
Is a remix?
Oh, man, sometimes a man's faced with 3 naked women in front of him, and he's got to make a decision, even though he got a wife. How many times this only happens to radio, to strip club DJs. This is the kind of thing that only happens to a Ralph Sutton of the world. I'm faced with it now, but I got a pregnant lady at home. I don't know if I can do it. But there's 3 of y'all, and you're just saying how much you want it. I'm like, what would Ralph Sutton do? Time to check my wristband.
Wow! I'm at a place in my life where I feel like I have a target on my back.
Well, pause it there.
All right, I'm already out. I'm already out.
What do you mean?
It's just so ridiculous. It's like, I don't know.
No, but he does have a target on his back for fuck-ups, but it's like...
Yeah, but Kev is tiny. He should probably put the target on his head. I'm just not going to be able to get... Maybe with an uppercut, like a real low. I got to really sit on that uppercut.
He goes, I'll be honest with you, you can fool the whole world, put a pineapple in your head with a hat over that, with a target on the hat. And then no one will even know. He's so short. Even then, even if they shoot, they're only going to hit the pineapple under the hat. But back it up a little bit.
And recently, I didn't. I should make smart decisions. And recently, I didn't. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to sit up here and say that I am or claim to be in any way, shape, or form. And
pause it. It's just a lot that Kev does this in general, but it's just a lot of words that mean nothing. And Kev just does this a lot of things. First off, just saying any one of these things, I'm not going to say I'm perfect, is obnoxious. Don't say I'm not going to say, it implies that was ever something that needed to be corrected, and it implies that anyone was ever wondering that. Like, Kev, let me know right here if you're perfect. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be. I don't claim in any way, shape, or form. Like, just all these words that mean nothing. I notice this all the time on cable news, because you have such a short amount of time to, like, get a thing off. But it's like, just all these, you just don't need to say this. Just skip all that. I'm not perfect in any way, shape, or form. Start from there.
Well, listen, it's the same thing we say with the racial apologies and stuff like that. It's like, first thing I want to say is this word has never come out of my mouth before. I can't believe it even ever. And you're just like, no, man, just come out and say, it's like, I fucked up. Like, I shouldn't have said that and blah, blah, blah,
Also, I feel like this is take number 47. I feel like he's rehearsed this so many times.
It's very possible. But here's the thing.
Well, part 2 has The Rock.
Listen, I'm not trying to expose any of Kev's. Kev's got no demon that I don't have.
He owes none of us an apology.
He doesn't owe
anyone an apology.
He doesn't owe us an apology. But it's like funny. So my point is being like, it's like, I guess my thing is saying, am I blown away by this? Like, no. But also from the years I've known Kever, that we had any kind of like really like daily interaction is so long ago.
Right.
So it doesn't surprise me in the guy I knew from that time, but it's like at the same time, I don't give a shit what it doesn't make. It makes to me it's like I knew Kev's personal demons and shit from him years before any of this, and it's never changed. Like, does that make Central Intelligence not a funny move? Like, what difference is it make? What is his daily dealings have to do with anything?
You don't even know someone. You're just like a fan of their work. What the fuck does their personal life have to do with you?
If it's extortion on showing a sex tape, this is not going to make somebody not show the sex tape. They can still sell it to another outlet for money if it's worth anything like that. So he may have stopped himself from having to pay money, but it's still going to go out there. So
it could technically be something if you don't have the legal rights to it, or if it's like, if you have a tape, say that like maybe the people are unaware of being filmed, or it's not in a place where it's legal, then you won't be able to like sell it to someone and make a ton of money. But you could still release it, and that person might pay you just to not have it out there. So in that case, the only money play is to blackmail the person. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't. So it could be that. It could be a situation where this guy could make some money, and good for him.
But they're still going to release it anyway. They'll take the money and then they'll give it to someone else to release it. It's not like they're not going to release it.
Maybe. Well, you don't know that. Somebody might be like there might be
an honest criminal.
Well, maybe like an honor, at least an honor.
If there's nothing to gain from it, they may not.
I don't know. They got the money already. What's the difference?
If someone,
I'm saying there's no incentive to do it. Is the point?
I know, but maybe the person.
If he's willing to part with $5 million to keep this away, like, but why wouldn't you just give him like $5 million?
But then after, like, you know what? Fuck him. I'm going to release it anyway. Why not? I got the $5 million. You can't sue me.
But you're not incentivized. Actually, I mean, he probably could get the money back.
Why make yourself? Why make your? Why, I mean, put a target on your own back, though. Then
you committed a crime now, right? So if you've done that and you get the $5 million out of it, you committed blackmail, which is a very serious crime. So you can go to jail for that now. So you keep your $5 million, you keep this a secret, or do you put this out there, risk trouble for yourself? I get what you're saying. It's debatable. I mean, maybe they'd do it anyway.
It's just weird that this is, and I would have to say that Dave Smith's #1 comedy album, Libertas.
Yeah.
Which you can get at GasDigitalNetwork.com.
Addresses this directly about why is that something that we care about? Yes. Let's care more about.
I have a whole bit about this on the album, which is, thank you, Kevin, for making it more timely. But it's like, it's all about this, like, I just think it's crazy to report on men cheating.
Oh, you have the great men cheat.
Great men cheat. It is part of reality. I mean, there's, you can read about this through, like, history from Genghis Khan on. Achieving greatness. One of the reasons why men work to achieve greatness is to get lots of women. I mean, if you don't get that, that's part of it. Like, until religion comes along, we're living in mud huts. That's literally life, is us just living in mud huts fucking. And then religion comes along and is like, don't fuck. Stop fucking everyone. Only fuck your own wife. And then when you control sexual energy like that, men start building pyramids. You know what I mean? Men start going like, oh shit, we gotta work for pussy. And then look out at society. You see all of society, it's because men have to work for pussy. That's why the skyline exists.
So you're welcome, brand new McDonald's. The guy who put all that brick and mortar was laid by a guy just looking to get some sniz.
Woo!
Let's get through this video.
I don't know what it is.
What the fuck?
That's me.
Wow, your voice sounds so...
An environment where only bad things can happen, and they did. And in doing that, I know that I'm going to hurt the people closest to me, who I've talked to and apologized to, being my wife and my kids. And I just, you know, it's a shitty moment. It's a shitty moment when you know you're wrong, and there's no excuses for your wrong behavior. At the end of the day, man, I just simply got to do better. But I'm not going to also allow a person to have financial gain off of my mistakes. And in this particular situation, that's what was attempted. I said I'd rather fess up to my mistakes.
By the way, that song, it literally even just reminds me, it's just, like, women, by the way, are never wrong. If a woman cheats, it's always, the 22nd of loneliness. Like, it's always like, you weren't paying attention to me, and this is why I'm out there fucking over girls.
He works 7 days a week, and this broke-ass motherfucker that can't even buy me a Mercedes.
And the girls are like,
creep.
Oh, yeah. No, I totally get where she's coming from.
He goes, yeah, the 22nd of loneliness. He goes, he works really hard for his money.
That's right.
So I suck off the poo man. Yeah.
22nd? You're saying we haven't done anything in 3 weeks, so you're taking cock? That's it. I've been busy. I had a cold, I was with my mother, and then I was working. That's 3 weeks.
Oh, shit. Ralph, you can hang out?
No, I gotta go.
You gotta go.
I gotta set up for the Ultimate Warrior, my friend.
The what?
Yeah, we can't say no. The Ultimate Warrior.
No,
I
don't
can
say
it.
that. No, you can't.
This is the imagery they have the problem with.
No, well, that's okay. Christine's released it. So, all right, buddy. I'll see you in a couple hours.
I'll see you in a few hours. I love you. Love you all.
Yeah, I'll see you in maybe an hour and a half. I'll see you.
Yeah, maybe.
Go get yourself a Five Guys lettuce wrap.
I'm going to get a Five Guys lettuce wrap. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Get it. So
going on 14th Street.
No, why don't you just go across the street?
I'd rather be close to home. Oh. That way I can just,
Oh, yeah, I forgot you guys are doing SDR after this. I moved part of the problem for this.
Yeah.
Oh.
I found that out. I found that out today.
So did I.
This is all behind the scenes stuff. We really pulled the curtain on the show. Ralph from the SDR show, Guest Digital Networks.
At I Am Ralph Sutton everywhere, for God's sakes.
At I Am Ralph Sutton on every single social media outlet. Dave Smith's album and special Libertas available at GasDigitalNetwork.com. And me and Dave will be right back. It's Bonfire. Oh,
And now, back to the Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
Black Lou has never even seen a black pussy. There's not a chance. He just knew every word to that song. That's prepping for an angry white bitch, this song. If you're a black guy who knows the words to this whole thing, you're prepping. Me and Black Lou both here, I gotta say, I was wondering about this, and you've proven yourself, you've proven your mettle that you're rocking that Cowboys had after an embarrassing loss, but the Eagles lost as well, and I'm still rocking my jersey. He's got to come out anyway. But the Cowboys looked a lot stupider.
It really hurt my feelings. That
was
whole
a bad
game. It was a bad game. 9 carries, 8 yards.
My mom texted me. I don't know where sometimes she gets her vocabulary from. No, my mom wrote. She goes, that loss hurt a little bit less because the Cowboys lost. She goes, you see that game? Ezekiel did nothing, and Dak was looking at the sky the whole time, like saying he was on his back. And I'm like, what?
All right, Mom.
Why is my mom talking to me like she's coaching Pop Warner right now?
Well,
girl.
Jets are 2-0 on our way to the first pick.
Is that happening?
That's how we're looking at it.
Oh, I thought it's 0-2.
Well, if you hang upside down.
Yeah. On the
looks
way
like an upside 2
on the way to the
1.
first pick. Yeah, they're just terrible, huh? Is it terrible, or they just had 2 losses?
We're in a rebuilding year.
Is that what it is? Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah,
that's a toughie.
A great draft pick, right?
We have the best quarterback in the league.
Yep.
We have the best defense in the league.
It's just not yet.
I'm also watching tape from previous seasons.
Oh, I thought you were watching a college game of the people you're going to draft. Because we have the best quarterback probably 2020 is going to be amazing. That was great playing before you cheat. Yeah, Black Lee knew every word of that song. Oh, yeah. How many bars have you tried to pick up a white chick to that tune?
How many bars? Just one.
Yeah, just walking on.
Used to be a bar in New Jersey called the Colorado Cafe.
Were there peanuts all over the floor?
No, but there's sawdust.
I feel like you walk into a girl with peanuts all over the floor and goes, "Hey, little Philly, funny seeing you here." Like, well, funny with a black guy talking to me like that. But I'm Black Lou. Pleasure to meet you.
I used to go and sing country karaoke.
Did you?
So I would go dress a little bit more hood, and then I'd go up and sing like Luke Bryan.
What was your shit?
The first one was Kenny Chesney. No shoes, no shirt, no problem.
Were you singing these ironically, or you were like,
yeah, for fun, just to like?
But you knew it though.
I did.
You liked the song.
Yeah, I may have lost a couple of words over time, but yeah, hard. I would go hard.
And you liked the song.
It's a good song.
No shirt, no shoes, no problem.
That's like every sign in every restaurant in my hometown.
That does carry over. It says no shirt, no shoes, no problem.
Either no shirt, no shoes, no problem, or no shoes, no shirt, better service. Like it's all like beach signs.
Right. It's all like you thought we were going this way with it, but then we hit you with the hey.
But that really is such an homage to what beach garbage culture Christine grew up in.
I like to go, no shoes, no shirts, better service. Seriously though, no blacks.
Where's this?
just goes after that. Seriously though, we've got the fun out of the way, but no, seriously.
Where's this no shirt, no shoes, no service? I mean, where's
everywhere?
Yeah, everywhere.
That one's just restaurants.
No shirt, no shoes, no problem. What places have like restaurants and shit?
Right off the beach, right?
Yeah, right off the beach places.
Yeah. Gross. I hate it.
Everybody walks around like barefoot.
I'm staying by Hermosa Beach.
You are? Where are you staying?
Really?
I just got a hotel the other day.
Oh,
that is my hometown.
Right around there. It's nice out there, right?
I'll go.
It's going to be a little bit of a
pain
in the ass, though.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know.
Yeah, get around. It's all the same shit out there.
I used to say that when I'd stay out in Malibu, but I always had a fine time. Didn't bother me at all. But I was in the boo.
I can tell you all the shortcuts to get up there faster.
Oh, Jesus. Here goes.
Blow your way up there. Christine's shortcuts are up. I can tell you shortcuts. You got to fuck everyone.
Christine Schwarzenegger over here. The fucking governor's going to tell you all the back roads. You can go down Cahuenga over to the thing, and you're on the 10. Ugh.
Vista to Jefferson.
Shut up. No one cares.
Dude, that's one of my favorite Jon Stewart jokes ever. But it was when he was running for governor, and he goes, the problem is there's too much spending. The politicians, they spend, and all they know how to do is spend. He goes, they have an addiction. They need to go somewhere to recover from because they need to go somewhere to get better from their addiction. And it comes to Jon Stewart, and he goes, all those years in L.A., you didn't pick up rehab, huh? Because of all the words you know, you never picked up rehab? Like, all of your friends have been there, Arnold.
A place you can go to handle this. I have an addiction. Dave Smith's debut special, Libertas, available now at GasDigitalNetworks.com. And also, me, you, and Louis J. Gomez, the Legion of Skanks, are going to be in Los Angeles together doing a live Legion of Skanks comedy show and podcast.
This thing is selling out fast, from what I understand, Oakerson.
At the Comedy Store on Thursday, September 28th. Thursday, September 28th. It's going to be fun. In the main room, we're doing a comedy show. Get your tickets, man. They're going. We just spoke to Lewis.
If you want to go to the thing, go get tickets now.
Like, yeah. It's out, and then afterwards, 10 o'clock, the Belly Room, doing the live podcast. So the comedy show is at 8 in the main room, and then 10 p.m. Belly Room for the live podcast. 10:30. For the Belly Room Live podcast. Both are selling very quick. The Belly Room's almost done. It's a small room.
And we haven't, obviously all three of us are going to be there. We haven't booked it yet. I don't think any of it, but there's going to be we'll have some fun people on these shows. I mean, this is the first time Skanks have gone to LA, the three of us, and done a Legion of Skank show, so this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, super, super excited about that. And while we're out there, also I'm going to be doing Conan O'Brien. That's right, on Wednesday, so make sure you check that out. Paneling. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then this weekend I'll be in Rhode Island at the Comedy Connection. Justin Silver's going to be with me. And then Cabot Comedy Club on Sunday, the 24th. Get all tickets for all my stuff at bigjcomedy.com. And Dan Soder is going to be at Rumors Comedy Club in Winnipeg, Canada, Thursday, September 28th through Saturday, September 30th. And after that, you're going to catch him in San Diego at the American Comedy Company. Go get tickets for all Dan's shows at dansoder.com. Oh, he's out there right now filming Billions. He just texted me. It's the scene where Paul Giamatti dies by falling out of a window. Spoiler alert. I hope none of these things happen.
You never saw it coming.
You did not watch. I feel like Christine said a good thing yesterday. I was like, should we DVR the Emmys? She goes, yeah. I was like, yeah, I don't know if I care about the Emmys. And she goes, you do 70,000 hours of broadcasting a week. You should probably watch the pop culture stuff. And she's right, and I'm glad I did. We did thumb through the Emmys last night. Everything from Colbert to his monologue and his little things in between. We kind of thumbed it the whole way through. Here's another thing, like Miss America and everything else in this world, American Horror Story, amongst other things that are just, I think it makes us all look a little bit, I think we're starting to go too far, where we're starting to look a little bit like asses just making everything about hating Trump.
Oh, you think? Yeah.
I mean, we look like asses to these other. I don't know. I know they think they're trying to be liberal, and I get it. Like, by the way, I'm not a Trump fan. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. If he got impeached tomorrow, fine. If he resigns, but constantly every show we have and every big gathering that's like the millions of people are watching, and everything is about like. Our dumb president doesn't know. It's like, they think that's endearing to other I think they look like asses. They look stupid.
I completely agree with you. And I think, I mean, it's like someone's got to like, obviously Trump is a buffoon and it's fun to make fun of him, but can someone make fun of the other side also? Oh, you know who does a great job of that? Dave Smith is brand new special Libertas, number one on iTunes. But I do make fun of
Still
this
number
a lot.
One?
Still number one. Over a week later, still number one.
Really?
Killing it. Bro.
That's huge.
Yeah, dude. And sales have been really good, too. So, yeah, I'm very happy about it. But continue to keep it number one.
Hands go up, and they stay there.
Oh! I love it. That would be my ending speech. But you know what's crazy? What's really crazy about these things, and there's so much, like, I'm just trying to fit it into a little thing, because, I could talk for 3 hours about this shit. But it's like, so you have... In the moment you're talking about hating Trump, I've never seen anyone hated as much as Trump is hated by the people who hate him. I mean, I've never seen in America a political figure who's hated as much as Trump is by the people who hate Trump.
I mean, even Christine's watching Cosby Show episodes again.
Literally.
She's jumped back on the horse.
No one can. And you'd be kind of hard pressed to go, why? Like, if you go, why? Why is it that Trump is so much more hated? What is it that he's done that has made every other outrage pale in comparison? And this is the outrage. And if you were to ask these actors, and Meryl Streep, I thought perfectly said it at the Oscars, where she said, it was the moment when he attacked a journalist for having a weird arm, Like, that was the moment. And it's like, to these people there, it's like feelings being hurt is like the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing they ever have to deal with in their life, is if someone says some mean stuff and feelings were hurt. And like, that is just not any regular person's, like, these people, how out of touch are they? There's been 2 major hurricanes have just hit this country. People are trying to put their lives back together, and you come out here and your comment is, how offensive is Trump? And the other thing is,
I think it's that also no one's been hated this much because you've never had so.
He says mean things. He says mean things. That's what it's all about.
He says mean things, but I'm saying also, with every passing year of technology growth, you become, even if you don't want to, more and more transparent. So he's completely, he's the most at this point now, because of technology, and he's current, the most transparent fucking president we've ever had. You don't know the inside of people. Jesus, man, this microphone needs to be oiled like the Tin Man. I mean, it's really screeching. I'm sorry if home that sounds to you like it sounded to me. Damn it! What the hell was I going to say?
Oh, that he's the most transparent because of social media and stuff.
It really is. Like,
I agree.
You have no idea what fucking Gerald. You have no idea what Gerald Ford's like real private. That wasn't a paid journalist or something.
What's her name on The View? Whoopi
Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg on The View said this.
I
and
said
a lot of
first.
That's it. And a lot of different people have made this point too. And you could easily find a left-wing person who say, man, George W. Bush is looking better now. And she said, Whoopi Goldberg said when Condoleezza was on, she goes, I never thought I'd say this, but I wish we had you guys back in office. And this is the left-wing feeling, because all George W. Bush ever did was murder a few 100,000 Iraqis. He got us into a war. Do you know how much more serious it is to get us into a war we shouldn't have been into than to say something about a journalist's weird arm?
A war on false pretense, all built on false pretense.
Yes, a war we should not have been in, where hundreds of thousands of people and a nation's destroyed still. And then it's so they're here. They're at this thing, the Emmys, right? You're at this grand, extravagant party, this unbelievable waste of wealth and resources, unlike most of us will ever have in our lives. I mean, you're walking around in a $100,000 dress with $10,000 shoes. You could sell 1 inch of your outfit and feed a village.
Well, also just feed a village. But the set itself, I mean, there's screens and it's a lot of money.
It's biblical. You ever see what Stephen Colbert, who was hosting this back in the day when he was an amazing comedian, he had one of the greatest.
It was not good.
No, this was terrible. When he was at the Oscars, he had one of the greatest pieces I've ever seen. This was back when he was in the character Colbert, when he went up there and he was like, "Good evening, godless sodomites."
Right.
And then he goes, and he said this thing about, and he goes, he goes, "You're right out of the Bible, down to the golden idol to worship." And he goes, "Kneel before your God, Babylon." This is a great moment. And this is literally out of a Bible, but they can't deal with being elitist pricks that they are. So then they have to come out there and instead of just going, we're the winners, we're the royalty, here's my gold, here's my party, they have to come out there and go, xenophobia affects people. You know what I mean? They have to pretend that they're. So you go out there, you get to have this complete waste of resources.
The MTV Awards was all about suicide. The whole thing.
But that's right.
Just don't kill yourself. I know your life sucks dick compared to mine.
So now I can go around. I absolve myself by coming out here. It's like Catholicism. I absolve myself of guilt by going out here and saying, "Oh, and Trump is bad," and now I can go party and not feel guilty about the fact that lots of people in the world, 1 billion people, live on $1 a day, and I'm having this fucking party. And I'm going to pass myself off as a humanitarian while I do it.
Well, particularly last night, it just bled into every single thing again. And, every joke was about it. Stephen Colbert was ridiculous.
He referenced that it was low-hanging fruit at one point.
Yeah, and also took a shot at, Bill Maher, which I thought was interesting.
What did he say? What was the shot at Bill Maher?
He says, Bill Maher, what did he said he was doing? He goes, he's so liberal using the N-word now that.
You think he was black?
He thinks he's black or something?
He said you'd think he was black. How comfortable he is using the N-word.
Yeah, how comfortable he's using the N-word. I know. And that was a little. Dude, Colbert, I thought, did a pretty shitty job, actually, on this. And I like him. He's done a lot of great stuff, too. But
I thought the Colbert Report was amazing.
Even opening up with, he did a song and dance number. I know it's kind of like the thing you have to agree to do, but don't. Maybe. It wasn't very good. It was I thought the whole thing was said low-hanging fruit, good way to put it. But something else happened in it that I know we should take our last break.
By the way, I was watching, just back at what you were saying before, I was watching Joy Reid, who's on the MSNBC host this morning, and she plays the video you were playing of the Miss America where the chick shits on Trump, and she goes, "This Miss America pageant didn't win, but she definitely broke the internet when she called out Donald Trump's bigotry." And you're like, she didn't call out Donald Trump's bigotry. She got asked a question. The question was, "Do you want to call out Donald Trump's bigotry, or do you want to get booed out of the arena?" Those are your questions. And she goes, "I guess I'll call out Donald Trump's bigotry." And they're like, "Good for you. Good for you, girlfriend."
Let's take our last break, because when we come back, I want to discuss something that me and you very much like calling out.
Pedophilia.
And love. Pedophilia. We've had it up to here with it, and we're not taking it anymore.
You've had it too good for too long.
We'll see you right back.
Although I get the point.
It's the Bonfire.
And now, back to the Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
Oh, I'm begging for you, please don't take my man. It's Dolly Parton, it's Jolene. I couldn't tell you 4 other Dolly Parton songs, maybe 3. Big J. Oakerson, Dave Smith sitting in for Dan Soder, who's filming Billions. It is the Bonfire, Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95. Dolly Parton came out last night. You saw that? You said, Dave, you said you saw the clip of that?
I saw that clip, yeah.
The 9 to 5 girls. You saw this, the lose?
Yeah.
You saw this?
Yes.
Lily Tomlin, who looks like somebody, put a foot on the back of her head, grabbed her eye sockets, and just pulled back. What's Jane Fonda, who looked good, I thought, actually, for her age. Jane Fonda looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton always looks good for her age, but she came out, and again, it was a tee-up for a fucking fuck Trump joke. It's like, remember when we were 9 to 5 dealing with a pig-headed, bigoted, blah, blah, blah thing? It's like, yeah, now we're here in real life fighting a pig-headed, bigoted, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and everybody, and then Dolly Parton.
It's so phoned in.
Yeah, Dolly Parton knows where her bread's buttered. She goes, how about my boobs, y'all? She makes a joke about her boobs. But then, and then she has to, because they're shitting on, they just compared Trump to the character 9 to 5. She had to go. Also, shout out to how much we love Dabney Coleman. They had to, like, make sure, like, we don't think Dabney Coleman's Trump, by the way. I swear to you, on my life, Dave, if the world would stop yelling at me how bad Trump is, I would dislike Trump more.
Oh,
like,
I feel the same way.
On my own, I would just be like, this guy's a nightmare of a president. But instead, you make me go, we have this shitty president, and then everyone else in the world just doesn't stop talking about it.
I couldn't agree with
Shut
you
up
more.
already.
I couldn't agree with you more. It's the thing that's so funny about this whole moment is that, like, Trump is a cartoon character. Literally. Like, when you watch, he's the color of a cartoon character. Like, his skin is not the color of his hair. It's like you're watching TV, you're watching the news, and then a cartoon comes on when Trump, like, it's, and the left and Hollywood has actually found a way to make themselves more ridiculous. Like, you found a way to make him seem more sane than you. Like, Trump comes out after that, you'll see a video of just like two horrible sides fighting, and like people pepper spraying each other in black masks versus red hats, and you're like, what's going on? And Trump goes like, there are a lot of bad people on both sides. And every normal person is like, yep, that makes sense. And then everyone in the media is like, he just said Adolf Hitler was right! And you're like, wait, did he? I don't think that's what he said. Like, I'm listening to this. That doesn't sound like what he said.
Well, they gave shit. One of the clips they showed at the Emmys too was, they go, oh, and our president, by the way, who was nominated for Emmys for The Apprentice before, who didn't win. You might remember this. And they show the debates. It's funny. This is to laugh at him. They show the debates, and Hillary Clinton goes, a man who lost, 3 Emmy nominations, he wasn't one, and he goes, and Trump goes, should have won. Should have won. And they all laugh. They're all laughing. It's like, oh, look at him. Look what he's so preoccupied with. I go, that's exactly the reason he won the presidency. Like, those moments right there, him going like, should have won. Should have got that Emmy. I have a good show. Like, is the reason he won. Like, that's a lot of the reason he won.
I also it's naked bullying. It's like this funny thing. It's like, okay, so you have a list of winners tonight, and you're shitting on somebody for being nominated and not winning. So how about all these people in the audience who fit that category? There's like a whole bunch of people sitting there who are watching who are like, I don't win today. I'm nominated. This is kind of weird. Yeah. But it's just like, okay, because we're using it to go at this guy. I just hate, look, we talked about this before. I hated that roast where Ann Coulter was on it. Oh, that shit is disgusting. Watching everyone try to use the stage to get someone who they don't like you've all become a bunch of bullies. There's one of him and a bunch of you, and you're all, like, what you're getting into.
Well,
this is the Nazi shit. This is the Nazi shit you're supposed to be against.
With the Ann Coulter on the Comedy Central roast, the thing that was interesting there was everyone I've talked to, even on the inside of that I was like, man, wasn't you think it was a little bit like of a gang up on her? And they go, oh no, she was like terrible. Like, you should have seen what she did, and she didn't want to use any of the jokes they were offering her.
Yeah, they were all offended by that.
I know, but as I'm saying, they were so that I'm like, okay, but like, it's like you're telling that to the world's going to go. The thing that lasts forever is the recording of that roast, and it looks like everyone's bullying her to me. And I know, like, in the audience in that moment, like, they're preaching to the choir, so everyone's like, yeah, fuck that bitch. And I don't give a shit about Ann Coulter, but I'm saying, like, I just know that in that I'm just kind of like, what did you? I don't get it.
Well, I do give a shit about Ann Coulter.
Like, there's no good ribbing spirit to anything that was happening.
Well, let me just say, and I do get, like, I've read every one of Ann Coulter's books, and I enjoy them very much. Like, I disagree with her on a lot of shit. She is my great aunt. No, I'm just saying I disagree with her on a lot of shit, but it's like, dude, Pete Davidson and some of these other people I don't know couldn't win a sentence against her in a debate. I mean, they literally couldn't say that. They couldn't refute one of her ideas. She is more well-read than everyone else on that stage. So it's like, guys, like, instead, this is the left's tactic. They just want to bully you since they can't actually, like, sit down and explain to me why Trump is so much more offensive than the rest of them. You can't do that. So they'll just do this.
Why Trump's more offensive than the rest of the presidents?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, I mean, the more offensive they'll say it's all the stuff they've heard. It's the misogynistic shit.
Yes, that he's a misogynist. So somehow that's worse than getting us into a war we shouldn't be in.
Let the president grab your fucking pussy and shut the fuck.
But it is.
Sorry, wait. No, that's not what I meant. Sorry.
But it shows
I got wrapped up in it, Dave. Sorry.
It shows you something about where the values are. It's like, I really do think, and I don't, again, like you said, I don't like Trump, and I don't like a lot of this stuff, but they are, at their core, they're anti-men. And that's what they hate about Trump, is that he's an unapologetic white man. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't feel guilty for any of his wealth. He doesn't feel guilty for having the supermodel wives, and he just sits there and says what he feels. And when he talks
farts while you're talking to him, doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't care about, if you talk about a minority group, and a minority group starts coming up, he doesn't go, well, you know, they have a tremendous culture and an enriched thing. He goes, I bet they're a bunch of rapists. Our culture's the best. Their culture sucks. And that just makes the left-wing person's brain explode. Like, what do you mean you're not consumed by white guilt? But I am. But I'm consumed by white guilt. Well, now I want to celebrate in this mansion and then talk about my white guilt.
So funny you bring up white guilt is the next thing me and you experienced when we went to see Billy Joel together.
I love this story.
Yeah,
yes.
Was that we just thought it was so funny for.
I mean, it sums up white people better than anything.
I mean, it's so many white people at a Billy Joel concert.
By the way, I was making this joke because it's me. Jay took me and Lewis to see Billy Joel at the Garden as a Christmas present or something. Okay, so for Christmas you got us tickets, and then we ended up going like a couple months later or whatever. But so we go, and I was making jokes about how white the crowd is, and how Lewis. We brought Lewis, who is Lewis is the blackest person here. Like, Lewis is, you look at it, the sea of Madison Square Garden, and it is a diverse group of white people. Billy Joel as a large audience.
Every kind of white.
It is white. I mean, like, you gotta put the H in there. It's so white. Billy Joel has a white audience.
White.
And we're joking about that. And then, you know, we're making funny jokes that go along with that. Like Jay was saying, like, he goes, if I lost my 12-year-old daughter in the middle of the concert, I would think, oh my God, I'm gonna sit here and enjoy the rest of the concert. She's fine. So we're making jokes like that. And we're just joking about how white it is. Now, Billy Joel's also got a big band who plays with him.
He's got a lot of guys who have been with him for a long time. So I thought it may have been that, but it wasn't.
No, but it's a huge, you know, a lot of people come together to play all the instruments to make a Billy Joel song happen. And he's playing piano, and he's amazing.
And he's going through his lineup.
Now, he doesn't go through the whole lineup just to paint the picture. What he'll do is every couple songs, in between a song, he'll be like, hey, that's Steve, you know, Jackson over on the bass. And then you get
Steve Jackson's great on bass.
And the guy, and the kid Jackson's killing it on the bass.
Steve Jackson, I mean, one hand, just hammer-ons.
So he's doing this constantly throughout the night. Like, you know, he'll introduce another two after this song, another two. Now there's one person of color in his band. A black woman playing the horn.
No, not even the horn. She's
playing sax?
No, not even percussion.
Was she on percussion? Is that what she was?
Percussion.
Okay. Was she on percussion?
Yeah.
You're right. You know what? That is pretty black of her.
Not drums. Percussion. The thing that if before the show they were like, dude, you want to play with Billy Joel? Like, what would you want to play? You'd be like, I'll just do the percussion stuff.
Be like, listen, do you have absolutely no musical training? All right, the only thing that could possibly work here is
just the maraca, the fucking.
Can you loosely
tambourine.
Keep a beat? No, it'll still work.
It'll still be fine, really. Just in the middle of the night, just sing along.
So they're introducing all these people. And
just long story short is when they introduce her, the crowd just gives so much more.
I mean, she got audibly 3 times louder an applause break than anyone else in the band. And I was just turning to Jay because I had this moment where I just thought it was so profoundly like, that's white people.
Oh, yeah.
That is what separates white people from every other group of people on the face of the planet. We are white people. We're here at a white thing. It's as white as you can get. It's Billy Joel. It's all white people here, and none of us are like angry that it's all white people. It's like, we're enjoying a nice white thing. But we're so consumed with this like, we're the bad guy thing that when a black person comes up, everyone's like, yeah, yeah. Like, can you imagine black people at an all black event where it's all black people, and then there's one white guy, and they go, and also, and backup is a white guy, and they go, yeah! Thanks for being white!
They go, run your pockets, nigga! Run your pockets, nigga!
But what they hate, the point is like, that's right, and what they hate about Trump is that he doesn't play that game.
Well, to speak to that, so you didn't see this on the Emmys last night. The award was Best Writing, correct? Mm-hmm. Writing for a comedy series. And Aziz won, and I guess his writing partner for an episode, at least an episode, was a black lesbian. And that is, I mean, you just doubled down on the white guilt on that one. And this place, no one, I can almost get, as much as I said it at home as they started doing it, that I feel like most of the people in the audience that started to do it were going like, why are we standing? As they're standing up, it looks like they're almost going like, why are we? I don't understand what we're doing. Because I have no idea what this is, but the big deal, I looked it up, fine. I'm like, what is this? Why are they doing this? The first black lesbian female like to ever win the thing. I go, what the fuck? I go, you're like, who even breaks it down that much? I promise you.
It's insane.
I promise you, if a black lesbian has never won that award before, it's because somebody else just liked the different person writing for a show better. I'm certain that wasn't like, I'm not giving this comedy writing award to a black gay woman. Like, when's the last time that was that big of an issue?
Oh, but no, the whole thing, by the way, I think it's almost like it's a fantasy. This thing about the past that the left wing paints about America, it's all a fantasy. Like, this never happened. You're making up for something that didn't actually happen. By the way, I'm not saying like Jim Crow didn't happen. I'm not saying nothing happened. I'm saying the idea of this like the fact that you have to overly cheer for a black lesbian as opposed to a black woman, like, it's just ridiculous.
I think it's so awesome. Dude, how much stuff Donald Glover won yesterday was awesome, man. As a I mean, he's a comic, you know what I mean? Like, he's from that world of, like, stand-up. You know, the Creek in the Cave, it's where he started, all that shit. And, I mean, he won directing for Atlanta. He won performing for that show. Like, and, you know, he's got albums, he's got, like high-selling albums out. The guy's, like, prolific. It's pretty cool that he won. He doesn't get, the woman just kind of like, yeah, I happen to be black, eat a little bit of pussy, and wrote an episode of something. People are like, I can't fucking believe it! This is amazing! Like, they lose their shit. Dude, watch, and it's such a slow roll of standing ovation that everyone seems to be going like, why do we give a shit so much more about, and dude, here's the best part, and you won't see this at home, but we'll tweet this out at the Bonfire SXM. After she's done, it's so big. Aziz says nothing. He grabs the microphone and then you start kind of turn the lights off, and he goes like, "All right." And he's like, kind of walks away. Dude,
really?
Oh, dude, to get because now
they're like, "Oh, what are you, just Indian?"
No, that's the point I was going to make. I was saying with Donald Glover, he didn't get extra shit because like, oh, look, a black man. It's like, no, black guys have won Emmys now. You know what I mean? Like, after Denzel gets, after Halle Berry, the next person getting a black woman getting an award, you lose that. You want that so bad, but then you get that thing where you're like, now the next time a woman wins an Academy Award, it's like, well, who cares? Yeah, that just happens now. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's it's made such a big deal.
At what point, though,
this is crazy.
I remember seeing, watching on MSNBC at one point, and there was this woman, and she was basically saying, she was like, you know, we care about the rights of people of color, LGBT people, women, like naming all these things. And I was like, can I just save you some time? Not white men. Like, how about just say that, and then you cut right to the chase, and you don't have to like use all these words. But at what point do you not look? If you guys don't
LGBTQY,
if you don't like the alt-right and you don't like all that ugliness that we've seen out of Charlottesville, like, okay, I'm just telling you, you're going to get more of it. If you think you can just have this like culture where it's like, well, we systematically want there to be less white men represented, like, that's our goal. Not just like, oh, if we find someone great, we're looking for that. We're looking to push white men out so we can, and it could be talentless black lesbian. We'll applaud her. You're going to get an angry movement against that.
Black Lou, lead the charge. White power.
No, weirdly enough, Black Lou is with us on this one.
Black Lou, he's on the right side. He's on the right side of history. Here we have the video, Christine. This is, and by the way, you know, I hate having a disclaimer or anything, but the disclaimer, and I speak for Dave very comfortably, speaking for him, and I say, I don't, be a lesbian, give all these awards to only black lesbian, like, I don't care. Like, who gives a shit? If it's the best thing, make it the best. It's like, it's sucking our own dicks. Like, they don't realize they're not actually proud of her. They're sucking their own dick for being proud of her. That's the point.
It's actually shitty to her. You're not doing anything for her. What they do is, right, they absolve themselves of the guilt of being this elitist.
Look what you've done. You've made
it. They can't, it's like this thing where they can't just be elitist. There has to be but I'm really of the people, which is just ridiculous because, like, look what you're doing. This is the most vain elitist thing you could possibly do with your time.
When they keep announcing that the Apple guy, right? Like an openly gay man runs Apple and I goes, what fucking difference does what this guy do with his dick and butt have to do with my fucking... Here's the problem. You better start catching up to Galaxy 8, motherfucker. I don't give a shit about your fucking dick and butt.
And by the way, this has been true from the beginning of time, dude. People have been putting dicks in butts since BC. Like, this isn't... Michelangelo was gay. Okay.
Before BC, before cocks and butts? No. It's before Christ. There were still cocks and butts.
Even back then, there is no before cocks and butts, was the point. But I'm saying Michelangelo was gay. Okay, but the gay part is irrelevant. That's the whole part. It's like, it's irrelevant what he was putting his dick in. What's relevant is his art. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
Unless he did that all with his dick. Do we have this win? I know we have to go here like 5 minutes. Dude, this one flew by. I want you to see this win. This is great. So Aziz and her walk up. It's such a slow roll. It's such a slow roll. Standing. Pause it. Such a slow roll.
Because they don't know yet.
It's such a slow roll standing ovation that the reason I looked it up is I was like, my first thing was like, I just Googled. I go, Master of None, writer tranny. Because I'm like, what are they so excited about?
Almost.
It's no other thing, dude. Nothing else gets this kind of attention here.
You wanna go back a little further because they're going to explain why she's making history.
They explain it to the crowd.
They explain it. Yeah.
Does Jermaine Fowler say it? It's Jermaine Fowler. Jermaine Fowler did all the background talking for this.
Yeah.
Of being the first African-American woman to win an Emmy for writing in a comedy series.
Oh, so they announced to the crowd.
So they literally have to be led like dogs.
By the way,
like, you're supposed to like this one more.
Dude, I heard Howard Stern talking about Jermaine Fowler. It's funny because we know Jermaine very well, but Stern doesn't know Jermaine. And Howard Stern this morning was talking about. He's like, he's like, I appreciate them trying to do something different. He was like, but I don't know what the hell it goes. And he just says it too because Jermaine does put his own spin on it, but then he kind of loses. He's either trying to do his own thing, or he's reading the copy, and when he tries to mix them both, it does come off kind of weird. So Stern says, like today, he was like, that must suck too. He goes, you work so hard to win an Emmy, and then you win your Emmy as you're walking up, and he goes, oh man, this is her first Emmy, damn! It's just some black dude with things just talking about you. He goes, oh Lord, Dern played the oboe and the violin, damn! She goes, get it, girl! It's like stuff like that. It's like, get it, girl! It's like, Stern's just such an old man at this point that's like, I love that it makes him so angry to hear that. It makes for absolutely hilarious radio, for sure. But yeah, so Jermaine announces it, and then watch this slow roll stand ovation. It's crazy.
Let me reclaim my time. Give me a second. I gotta thank God.
Wait, back up so they show you'll see the slow roll. Watch. Right here. Perfect.
Oh my God.
Here we go. Now they say that and the place goes, holy shit. They play it.
It is playing. It's freezing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And it jumps. God damn it.
It was all because of this terrible, awful Negro.
I gotta thank God, or else I wouldn't be standing here. I want to thank my mother for inspiring this story and allowing me to share it with the world. I love you, Ma. Thank you, Aziz, for pushing me to co-write this, bro.
Pause it also. You know what I appreciate about this chick? She never says at any point. She actually looks visibly uncomfortable that they've made such a big deal about that.
Yeah.
Like, she seems like she's just gonna go thank you for that. It's like, I don't know, I wrote a thing. Like, I don't think she thought she wasn't gonna win because she's a black lesbian.
I like that the title of this video is that Aziz doesn't get to give his speech.
It's so goddamn funny, Dave. I know we gotta go, so let's finish this one up.
Thank you and Alan for creating a show like Master of None where we can tell stories like this. Thank you Netflix and Universal for creating a beautiful playground for us to play on and shine. Ted and Cindy, we love you. Melina, you are magic. Angela, you are a legend. Kim, you are a force. Thank you for making this episode so special. To my girlfriend, I love you more than life itself. Alana, to my team, my chosen family, I love y'all. And last but
isn't that fucking crazy?
That gets applause, nothing else gets applause. It's so pandery.
She goes, my girlfriend at home, I love you. They go, she's saying it now. She does. She eats pussies.
But is it not like right out of it's out of a caste system? It's like, oh, you're in the better group. Oh, I thought you were just black. I didn't realize black lesbian. Yeah. Oh, Jiminy Crickets.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't see, a black woman can win Best Actor now. Everyone just stays in their seats and claps, like, cause it's not the Halle Berry, but it's every time it's the first, goes,
it's one of those dyke Negroes.
She won the best writing for fucking comedy scene. It's like,
it is literally like they were, like, you're looking at a bird and you're like, oh, that's a bluebird. Is that a red spot on her? Oh, that's the red spotted bluebird. It's like you're just looking.
Holy shit! Yeah, goes, that's just a dumb old bluebird. Wait, you said there's a red spot on that back of that thing? Oh, fuck, dude, don't move. Keep that thing here.
That's the dyke Negro bird.
LGBTQIA family, I see each and every one of you. The things that make us different, those are our superpowers. Every day when you walk out the door, put on your imaginary cape and go out there and conquer the world, because the world would not be as beautiful as it is if we weren't in it. And for everybody out there that showed us so much love for this episode, thank you for embracing a little Indian boy from South Carolina and a little queer black girl from the south side of Chicago. We appreciate it more than you could ever know. Thank you, Academy, for this. We love y'all. God bless y'all.
Look, he starts to go. Nothing. That's really fucking funny.
And he's so much more famous than her.
He's probably wrote much more of it than she did. Even. Like, I mean, I don't know about that for sure, but I mean,
that whole Indian thing was working, but you get a black lesbo next to you.
Funny?
It's like,
I watched it so late last night that I don't think I realized that she did actually keep throwing back to the lesbian thing. It's like, I thought she really was going to just like take it graciously.
She totally did.
But she totally dove right into like, by the way, just before I forget, let me make the biggest deal about this.
It'll always be like a thing too where they're like, I just want to thank,
it's an amazing feat that I found time somewhere to eat pussy and write comedy. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Like, someone's up there and they're always like, I just want to give a shout out to my friend Jim. He's going through it. His little boy has cancer, but you know, they're staying strong. Also, I'd like to thank my girlfriend. They're like, she's a lesbian? Woo!
Lou's giving you a little bit of echo, so you can feel it. Goes, oh man, I'd like to say thank you to the directors and everybody who believed in me and who really thought about. Also, it goes, there's this dude who's he lets me suck his dick from time to time. Yeah, thank you. His name's Gordon. He's the best. I need to unwind, and it's like we're not a couple, but we're just like, you know, it's like a gay for pay thing, everybody. But everybody, I suck his dick. I suck his dick. Thank you so much, Aziz. Your thoughts? Dave Smith, thank you so much for hanging out with us, buddy.
Thank you, brother. Great to be here.
Dave Smith's #1 album on iTunes, still #1, Libertas, the special and album available now at GasDigitalNetwork.com. Again, me, Dave, and Louis J. Gomez going to be doing a live Legion of Skanks comedy show and podcast at the Comedy Store Thursday, September 28th. Get your tickets for that ASAP. Let's fill this thing up, #1, and let's have a ton of fun. There's going to be all kinds of surprise guests coming out for that, like for sure. You know, we have a lot of friends out there right now that you're going to want to see, so it's going to be a hell of a show. Ralph Sutton, who joined us earlier, you can catch him on the SDR show with me at GasDigitalNetwork.com. I'm going to be on Conan Wednesday, September 27th. And this weekend I'll be at Rhode Island Comedy Connection and Cabot Comedy Club in Chicopee, Mass. on Sunday. For tickets for everything, go to BigJComedy.com. And me and Justin Silver are going to be doing that, so come out and say hi. Dan, of course, is going to be at Rumors Comedy Club in Winnipeg, Canada, Thursday, September 8th through Saturday, September 30th. Christine, can you make that go down so I can see? Thanks. After that, he's going to be in San Diego at the American Comedy Company, Thursday, October 5th through Saturday, October 7th. Get your tickets at dansoder.com. Dave, always a fucking blast having you here, man. Absolutely. We had a great time. On behalf of the whole crew, Dan will be back tomorrow. We got some fun stuff planned for the rest of the week, everybody. We love y'all. And we'll catch you next time. Crackle, crackle.